Hey beauties, good morning to you. All right, I saw two incidents, let me call it, or two particular posts, and I'm deciding to speak on it. And this is something for people who, once you now come in the public sphere consistently, you're now unofficially or officially considered a social media influencer, because you will be influencing people whether to do good or to do bad, or to remain neutral. There is some sort of influence that you will be having on people, subliminally and overtly. So you have to be very, very careful of what it is that you'll be posting, especially when you are posting things and you're probably crackling a joke. Have you ever heard the saying? And I'm sure you have. What is joke to you is death to someone else. You have to be very careful. Now, there are two particular, let me call it incidents for now, for lack of a better word, where a particular podcaster, a known podcaster, Jamaican podcaster, in his sort of vulnerable moment was sharing something with his co-host, I think it was, or maybe somebody who joined in on that particular podcast, sharing his, how do I put it, his sexual experience and what he likes. Even though it is in a heterosexual sense, in the sense that he was talking about what a woman would do to him and what not, people ran with it because of their own perception. Remember, perceptions can be greater than reality in the minds of people. That is why the Bible says, be careful that you're good. And I use good in this. I'm using good loosely, that your good is not evil spoken of. Be careful. Although you wouldn't say it's good, but I want you to get the point that I'm making. And because of just maybe talking a little bit too much or yapping away a little bit too much and being too vulnerable, people now label him, as a homosexual, which he more than likely he's not, and run with it. And I don't know, I'm not sure if this is happening, if it has destroyed his livelihood through the podcast. People, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful, especially when it is very, dire subjects, so things that can create problems for you. If it is on a financial sense and a sexual sense, you have to be very careful. In other words, remember that particular politician who said, it's like he was saying he doesn't have a problem with scam. A scam, yes, sort of a situation. And then he have to now step down in fairly recent times. And now this guy is just giving to the world his sexual experience. Things are not even tabooed. You have to be careful because it's twisted, and now they're now accusing you of being something that you're probably not. Now this sort of recent one, I saw the guy apologizing, I don't know if its caption said something about a minor, about a 12-year-old girl, I don't know if it was alluding to molestation, rape. All I saw was like he's pretending to be blind and something about the 12-year-old girl using a particular song. And it can connote against something that is not good, even though it may be a joke. Maybe people don't understand this. There are some vulnerable groups that we have. Children are in the top 3. Maybe they may put people who are, have some sort of challenge, whether physical or mental challenge, that Jamaicans would call handicapped. Maybe they're the number one because of the physical, mental, psychological defect. All right? Even if they're an adult. So, you have some people who are, they may be 50, 60 years of age, but they have the mind of a 4-year-old. You'd probably put them in the top in terms of vulnerability. And if it's a physical defect as well, yes, they're probably number 1 there. Children probably number 2, and the elderly number 3. And then we have different categories afterwards. You have to be very careful when you're making jokes as it relates to children, because people read things completely differently. What you think is a joke, it's death to somebody else because of people's various experiences in life and their own perception, how they decode your message. You can't make jokes like that. Because it's not going to come off funny, because you know what has happened? These things happen in real life. Underage children involved with people sexually, and it devastates them mentally, psychologically, physically and emotionally. That is why we have a lot of broken people in this world. Relationships don't work, and when you trace it back, they have been abused mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically. You cannot run joke where you call is a run joke. If it is a joke. If it is a joke. Not everything that you have, your bedroom business, you don't come out to the fore with it. Because once you put it in the public, the public is going to say they have a right to thrash it, because you come into our domain, the public domain. Why would you talk about that you like a particular thing? Are you... My Lord, he that keepeth his mouth, in the book of Proverbs it says, he that keepeth his mouth, keepeth his life. It is not only talking about in a physical sense, it's talking a social sense as well, a mental. I go back to these, verbs. Some of them may be adverbs, because I want you to understand them, or these adjectives. Be careful. Because we live in a different society. We live in a society where people are on the edge. People are ready to send you to the gallows. There are many, many Hamans around. People are ready to send you to the gallows. They're not even waiting for you to... They just want you to look as if you're slipping. For them to pull the rug for you to slide and drop. And bust some part of you. You have to be very careful when you're making jokes about the elderly, about children, about people who have some sort of mental or physical challenge or defect, what Jamaicans or people in general would call handicapped, for those who don't understand what I'm saying. You have to be very, very careful. It's not going to be a joke to many, and it can cost you your life, not necessarily physically, but financially, socially. And some things, it's almost like they're engraved, can't be removed, can't wipe out. You have to be very careful. I don't know why people not seeming to learn. Now the fella has apologized, and when I looked, he was apologized, and I saw some of the comments. Maybe he has seen them, the one who made the joke with the 12-year-old. And people are not taking it funny. They're not even accepting your apology. They're not even accepting your apology. You have to be very careful in the things that you post, the things that you say. Some things you just have to be taboo. You have to keep it up here. The Bible talked about Mary. She pondered things in her heart. The only person that you have 100% conversation with about everything, whether dark or not dark, meaning good or not good, is God. There's a script, I think it's somewhere in Ecclesiastes. It says, be careful of what you say about the king. Especially if the people are popular, it really is saying, but when it says king, people in certain authority or people who have certain influence, because even if you say it in your bedroom, there can be that sort of fly on the wall who will go and carry the message to the king. It is a very wide and big and very, very wise proverb. Although it is in the book of Ecclesiastes. It is saying, be careful of when you open the mouth and the words that come out of it. Even when you say it in the confines of your own home. Shut your trap. Shut, as me have uncle who used to say, shut your shop. Shut it. Sometimes let me tell you something about me. It doesn't matter if it's a mother, father, husband, whoever. I have 100% conversation with God. Sometimes them even stuck in my thoughts, and I say, is that me even afraid to have it? Because of the fear of people, sometimes I transpose it to God and I say, God, sorry about that. You are God. Because I know he's not going to take it, and I know even if it is something that not good that I'm sharing, he's going to transform my heart and my soul and my mind. Shut your shop, shut your trap. Have conversations with God 100%, at best 80% to people, and it depends on who those people are. It will save your life. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.